Konnichiwa, this is Sakura, and you're watching PokeCast. Today's movie review is Spider-Man 3. Yes, after doing Spider-Man 2, I definitely had to go and watch Spider-Man 3 and talk about the worst movie of the three. Yes. Okay, well, here's some other information. Okay, so Spider-Man 3 was directed by Sam Raimi, or Raimi, however you say it, again, unfortunately. And the movie was released May 4th, 2007. Well, I'm trying to think, is there actually anything good to talk about this movie? Oh, the Sandman. Absolutely spectacular. He was actually the best part of the entire movie. He looked like he was supposed to. They got the right actor to play him. They showed off his abilities quite well in the movie, and that was about it. That was the only good thing about the entire movie. Okay, let's talk about how not to make a Spider-Man 3 movie. Okay, so the last movie was all about how poor Peter Parker was having a horrible life. Everything was going against him. Life sucked and all that. Well, in this movie, it's completely different. Peter Parker is happy. He is now on top of his class. He has a beautiful girlfriend. Everything is going his way. Isn't that wonderful? What could possibly make this movie wrong? Well, now that we're done torturing Spider-Man and Peter Parker, actually I should probably say Peter Parker since he was the one that was really being tortured, they decided to pull some more stories from the Spider-Man universe and try to condense them into this movie. Of course, the whole Sandman one was actually fantastic. After that, though, they decided to throw in a little bit more, just to give a little bit of funness to it. So they introduced Venom into the movie. The black Spider-Man suit actually looked really good. I was impressed. They actually were able to, bring somewhat of it. They did ruin it. I mean, they didn't make it how it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to have the white on it. And even Spider-Man had the white, if I remember correctly, had the white things just like Venom does. Where the web comes from. No, they changed it. They just made it into a complete, okay, let's take the red spider suit that we have and then completely turn it black, except for the eyes. Yeah, that didn't work out. Then why not have it to where poor Peter Parker, before Venom shows up, his girlfriend Mary Jane has the worst possible time of her life. After being on Broadway, singing her heart out in a play, well, the critics unfortunately didn't like her that much. So she gets fired from the play, but she doesn't tell Peter. No, she can't tell Peter because he's Spider-Man, he's doing yay and everything. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. You're sitting there watching instead of being Paul Peter Parker, it's Paul Mary Jane, Paul MJ. And that's how the movie goes into. It's just, it just gets so bad because you have to watch Mary Jane cry and cry and cry and cry, letting us know how pitiful her life now is because they're done torturing one of the major characters. Why not torture the other major character? That way we can lead into other things. Now, one thing that they also wanted to include is, why not bring Eddie Brock into the picture? Yes, but not only that, which brings Stacy Gwen into the movie. Because, well, people were demanding that they really want to see her. And, well, yes. She happens to be the girlfriend of Eddie Brock. What? That makes no sense. I don't remember that ever being. It must have been something in Ultimate Universe I haven't read then. But He saves her, gets the key to the city, and then he kisses her as Spider-Man. And then, of course, in poor Mary Jane, that's my kiss! Only me! It's like, actually, Mary Jane, according to the history of the comics, Peter and Stacy probably already did the Spider-Man kiss, and she was his way before you were his. Get over yourself, Mary Jane. Okay, so then, of course, let's talk about Black Suit Spider-Man and the completely different change of Peter Parker to Elmo Peter Parker. He goes completely Elmo in this, and then, of course, the whole time he's just like, let's see if I can turn this get a little bit like, I'm Peter Parker. I hate the world, and everybody that hates me and make things bad, I'm going to now be mean to everybody because the Venom suit is bringing out my aggressions, which it does, but they do it in such a bad way too, where even at one point he's sitting there doing the well, I don't think it was Elvis, but he's sitting there dancing in the middle of the street and, flexing his pelvis region, trying to convince other ladies that now he's the hip and hot and he's the only man out there. And that's our Peter Parker just like, I don't remember ever reading in any Spider-Man comic or seeing in any of the shows that Peter goes total, I am now a ladies' man. Every lady wants me. I am Peter Parker. Okay, moving on. Then we get to see Venom come and to his fullest, of course, Eddie Brock, you ruined me. That makes sense. But we have one more issue about that, we have this scrawny person with no muscles all of a sudden become Venom and looks very not dangerous. I mean, yes, the Venom, especially the face of Venom was actually very well done. I was very happy about that. But they don't know how to do Venom right. The key thing about Venom is when he joined with Eddie, Venom and Eddie were a hit match. I mean, that's why he was Venom for so long, and they couldn't get the dialogue right. Whenever Venom talks, or Eddie, after they officially come bonded, they always use we, Venom. They always talk in the third person or as a group, and they did not use any of that. And even worse is Venom's voice. They used Eddie's voice even when Venom would have Eddie's head completely engulfed. And if I remember correctly, whenever they would talk, Venom would have his own voice to talk. So they really kind of ruined that because it's always been established in the cartoons. If I remember correctly, Venom has his own voice, which is a mixture of Venom and Brock's voice. So you hear more of a compilation voice of two voices talking in one. But you knew when Venom was talking and when Eddie was talking. But there's just a lot of things. And, I mean, come on. No muscles on our Venom? Let's also think. Another huge thing is how they did it again in this movie, too. Every villain that he goes against gets to see him without his mask on. True, the only reason why Eddie, as far as I remember correctly, the only reason why, or the official reason why Eddie learns that Peter is Spider-Man is because Venom tells Eddie, by the way, the guy you hate is Spider-Man. That's how he learns more about him, is because of Venom helping him. No. Eddie happens to go in there after praying to God and asking God to kill Peter Parker, he looks up there and he's like, sees Spider-Man rip off his mask. Like, it makes so much sense. You're Spider-Man, Peter. And you're just like... Okay, and the Sandman learns who Peter is because, Peter, of course, doesn't have his mask on, and they're talking face to face, and it's like... No! You can't do that. What else? Oh! Green Goblin comes back in. Not only did the first Green Goblin from the Sony movies have to go in to completely destroy the classic costume that was absolutely fantastic. It would have worked perfectly in that movie, but you had to go and change it. But that's for a different review. Why not make this Green Goblin totally a kid who's not just out of high school? I mean, he has a flying snowboard. Yes, a flying snowboard. What the heck? And the mask is gone. The mask is now a visor like he's a scorpion or something. And every time he comes up to Peter, instead of, being like, keeping him behind him, like, Optimus Prime, okay, I'm gonna kill you. It's always, he takes it off like, hi, guess who? It's like... Oh, and let's not forget that in the movie, Peter does throw back one of the... We can't even call them pumpkin bombs. That's the sad part. They're they're jack-o'-lantern bombs. And he throws back one of the bombs, blows up, and burns Harry. And it's just like... I don't remember Peter ever doing that, even when he was under the influence of Venom. But now they have to make it to where, there has to be some conflict. And then, of course, instead of having the awesome, heroic way that Harry actually dies by saving Spider-Man and saving his family as the building is going to explode, and dying after he finally becomes a hero, let's take that away from what actually, was a fantastic death to Harry Osborn, the Green Goblin, and let's just make it, he is stabbed by his own board. Cliche, can't we say? By Venom. Yes, Venom gets to kill the Green Goblin. Oh, I forgot to say spoilers, because I really don't like this movie very much at all. And we see Harry, of course. Peter! You're still my friend, right? Best of friends. Mary Jane's also right there. They're also the re-end with them all crying over the death of Harry after he decides to become a superhero or anti-hero, whatever you want to call him. And it's just like, that is the worst death you could have given him in the worst way, because it made no sense when his original death was way better. He's married, he has a kid who absolutely hates Spider-Man. He has his brother-in-law who was previously a supervillain, but now is a hero, also there. And it's just... I'm so happy this director no longer has the rights to make Spider-Man movies. Because you'd have to wonder, what would Spider-Man 4 have been like? Oh, I mean, because since he just... I like this story. Let's put all these together to go. Not to say that, yeah. But, yeah, that is basically how Spider-Man 3 is like, and why it is, in my opinion, of what I have watched. I have not watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it's probably going to be better than this one. This is probably the worst live-action Spider-Man movie I have seen to date, and I have watched the original live action. I don't know if it was the TV series or for their actual movies, but those were better than this. Okay? I mean, they couldn't even get Venom's web right. Venom actually, his webs are black. It's actually part of Venom, and Venom has full control over his webs. It was really hard to understand because they were portraying it as Venom's webbing, but Venom does have the power later to actually extend himself, just like Carnage can. It was a horrible movie. So, yes, for all of you out there who haven't seen Spider-Man 3, here is basically a nice little review about why the movie sucks so bad. Because it does. And there's nothing we can do about it, to be honest. It's just, it does suck. So, that is Spider-Man 3. Now, because I've been doing this, I have to let everybody knows what my thing. First of all, on the IMDb, it did get a 6.2. I think that's about right. Because I gave it a 5, since they only did right with one character. Yes, I'll give this 5 out of 10 stars. Is it worth watching? Heck yes, because you're going to laugh so hard that it's so bad. Other than that, you have to watch it if you're going to watch all the live-action Spider-Man movies. It's a must. You don't have a choice. You have to watch it. Because it just is bad. Very bad. So yes, this is my review on Spider-Man 3, as I rate and everything about it, because, well, it is pretty bad. Even the X-Men, some of the X-Men movies are... Okay, X-Men 3, this is a hard one. X-Men 3 or Spider-Man 3? I don't know, I think about equal. They both crap. Anyways, hope you guys will enjoy this review. This is T Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.